Welcome to A Fan's Perspective, episode 46. It's your boy Boogie 45. Got my boy Bowie in here. How you feeling?
Man, pretty good, you know what I mean? Side note, you know what I mean? Had was battling some allergies, but we're pretty good.
Nah. Yeah, it's that time of year, man.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
It's that time of year, definitely, man. You know. But I wanna start out by saying rest in peace, Power. You know what I mean? Oliver Grant, aka Power from Wu-Tang, man. You know what I mean? I had to represent today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know,
man.
and
Rest in peace to the brother, man.
he was one of the founding members of the Wu-Tang clique, man. And he was a a very important piece of the puzzle when it comes to he took them risks. I mean, y'all seen the show. I mean, he took them risks to make sure that he was able to grab that opportunity to make the crew shine. You know what I mean? So I want to show a little something about who he is and things like that for people who don't know.
Aided the music with the fashion.
We used to sell t-shirts at the shows and they was going so fast. Just this logo alone sells. Like, man, you put two and two together, let's open up a store.
We didn't even know if that shit was gonna work.
I started Wu Wear from the mail order in the back of Raekwon's album. I wanted to be in Macy's.
Music isn't the only industry the Wu-Tang Clan is making noise in. It seems everything the group touches turns to first year. The Victory Boulevard store grossed $5 million. Now the clothing line is all over the country, with stores in Virginia, Georgia, and California. You can even find Wu Wear in Macy's.
Our main money maker was the music, then the touring, then the brand. Probably one of our biggest years was like 25 million.
Yeah, so it just goes to show you a little bit about the role that he played in Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? Like, he was definitely a powerful brother. And he's also knowledge and belly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. With the banana,
knowledge and belly.
Yeah, man.
What you got to say about it, bro? What's happening?
I had a question. So it was so he's the one that spearheaded the marketing for the clothing and created the store. He's not the one who created the actual logo.
Nah, I don't think he's the one that created.
I think it was like math. I think there's like a guy mathematics or something like that.
Well, I was hearing that it was ODB. I was hearing that it was ODB, but I don't know. You have to do research on that. You know what I'm saying? That came up with the whole concept. I heard it was ODB. Look, I heard it was ODB that came up with the whole concept of them, with the karate thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know who came up with the logo though. You have to.
It would make sense if he came up with the kung fu, meshing of the two, because him and RZA, they're actually like cousins, so they grew up watching the kung fu movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just sad that I'm seeing like a lot of my, people that was influential in my era. You know what I'm saying? They starting to pass on. You know what I mean? It's shit crazy.
Yeah, they're going home.
Yeah, that joint is crazy, man.
He's young too, man.
Yeah, he was 52.
Yeah,
he was
super young.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I know he had looked at he had he looked sick. So I don't know.
He could have been battling something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right? Like, it kind of seemed like he was battling something. You know what I mean? And because I seen him in a like Meth posted a picture of him, and son looked like he had lost a lot of weight. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's just crazy, man. Everybody got their time. When it come to this thing called life. You understand? But let me see if I could
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to bruh, man. And you know what I mean? Like it is pretty cool if you think about it, because he's gonna live forever through the legacy of Wu-Tang, and especially him being a pillar in one of the phases of like he put it in order. He said the music, then the touring, then the brand, and that's where he came, right?
Yeah, he
And
was
so
a
he was able
visionary.
to take it worldwide, beyond the music. That's what we call transcending, right? They were able to transcend to fashion, you know what I mean, from
Yeah,
music.
because let me tell you something. Like, you can have as much ideas as you want, right? Like, if you want to bring those ideas to life, you need funding. You know what I mean? And you need,
Yeah.
and it's good to have not just funding, but a visionary that can see how. Okay, I see how this can work. Like, like you would tell me a plan or whatever, and say, okay, I want to do A, B, C, and D. I want to have a brand. I want to start this, that, and the third. And I listen to you, and I say, you know what? I see how that can work. So I'm gonna take care of funding, and you take care of the business side. And that's kind of how Wu-Tang started. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm.
But yeah, like it's crazy, man. He was definitely an important piece of the puzzle, man. But rest in peace, Power. You know what I mean?
Rest in
And
peace.
salute to the whole Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. Shout out to the Wu-Tang, man. Those are all my fathers in the game, for real though. Like they're part of the upbringing of a young bogey. You know what I mean?
yeah,
From the West
definitely.
Coast, just listening to them, like they were part of the ones who illustrated what the New York and that whole East Coast scene was to me growing up. You know what I mean? They were part of it
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Yeah, man, for sure. All right, so next topic is the whole Jim Jones situation with the landlord, man. It was some footage that came out that didn't really look too good. You feel me? And it had Jim looking kind of crazy. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh no. Damn it,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
yeah.
As he leaks additional surveillance footage of Capo kicking out his studio door.
Oh no.
50 Cent reveals he is now business partners with Jim Jones' Landlord.
All right.
As he leaks additional surveillance.
So the thing with Jim Jones, they had him on footage kicking the door, trying to get into the studio and stuff like that, right? And everybody was, kind of low key clowning him, saying, he's too old to be doing that, this, that, and the third, or whatever, right? I was checking out Wayno from Harlem. He got his own podcast now. He used to be on Everyday Struggle.
Yeah, shout out to Wayno.
Shout out to Wayno. And Wayno was basically saying that when the landlord came to the property with the police, the landlord was actually escorted off the property.
Word.
You know what I mean? So, and then the landlord is the landlord is he wants Jim Jones out the property, but Jim Jones, from what I heard on the Wayno joint, he doesn't owe him any money. So
yeah.
And then Mano had posted some footage that he was that they still had the spot, which makes sense if they never lost the spot in the first place.
Yeah. People ran with a narrative.
Yeah. So
yeah, online at least.
Yeah. So my thing is like, at the end of the day, it's just like, 50, he gonna take advantage of it and troll Jimmy and stuff like that. But just because he's trolling them doesn't mean that it's actually true. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts on it, my dude?
Man, it just sucks because we're definitely living in a day and age where, like, he'd be like, man, it looked like he's playing himself like it's a bad look, right? But then at the same time, he might be like, oh shit, all pub is good pub. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah,
stays,
but
he
that's
stays, he stays in the rotation of these trending topics, whether or not they're anything that's like anything to tip your hat to. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I get that. You know what I mean, but not. I don't think all good. You know,
I don't think so
all
either.
good
But I
press.
mean,
All press is good press.
yeah,
I don't really believe that because
I
some
mean,
press will get you washed up now these days. I think that got to be revised because
you
we
ain't
we in
lying,
the era
huh?
now where the
Oh
wrong
wow,
press on you,
that
people.
actually doesn't apply at all because that bad press could cancel you. You're right.
Exactly. That press
They
can,
should stop
people start
saying that.
believing that shit before they even know any facts. So yeah, I can't say that. But at the end of the day though, um, so it was proven well not to be true when Mano came out with the video today. He was on a Grammy, he was showing that they still got the studio, they still got the spot, you know.
Okay,
Um
now this is Mano saying that, right? Not Wayno
yeah,
now. Okay,
yeah,
Mano,
Mano.
who's actually on the
Mano's
show,
doing the
is like,
podcast.
nah,
Yeah,
we
he was
got
doing it.
Stu.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, I don't like this landlord, bro. Because number one, why is you discussing your
Your
business
client's
dealings
business.
with somebody else that has nothing to do with the actual deal that's going on? That's number one. Um, and then, you're trying all these tactics to try to get him out the property. You talking about your own, he offered you 50% of the podcast and all this other stuff. It's like, that's supposed to be between you and him. There's supposed to be some kind of confidentiality with that, man. And I think that
Yeah.
it makes other people look at you like, if I
Bad
were to do business
business.
with, if I were to do business with you, this is what you're gonna do. Like,
Yeah, that's
you're gonna
bad
talk my
business.
business to somebody else because you're a fan of him, or you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. That don't.
Or even worse, you're not even a fan, but you just could be bought. Like, hey, this guy is paying me to like give up your information. It's like, if you're the landlord, do landlord things, not other things that seem like they're encroaching or like
Well,
crossing some kind of boundary here, like where
I mean,
legally.
a lot of people got a price, but the thing is, you're doing this in the public, and it's going to be in the public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I guess you're trying to play off of that to try to shame Jim to get Jim out the property. But it's like, if Jim is paying his bills on time, then what is the real issue? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is the real issue? You knew this man was an entertainer. You knew he was a rapper.
Have they dropped any episodes yet since then?
Nah.
That's not a good look either. That's probably why it gives people time.
Well,
to run with the
you know what?
narrative.
Let me check. Let me check and see what the last episode came out.
While you're looking that up, so here's kind of my theory here, right? So imagine this: maybe they're ready to. Maybe they've been ready to get up and running, but they keep having these little mini viral moments, and hasn't even nothing to do with their podcast. It's like, hey, fucking keep running it up the name. You know what I mean? Keep the name relevant.
He dropping because
word. Okay.
the last episode is 3 hours ago. Well, that's a clip. Let me. Okay. That's.
I'm wondering.
And he got the episode a day ago. The episode 3 days ago, which is like a clip. Well, they putting out.
Are they live premieres? Okay.
Now there's a full episode that was 8 days ago. I mean, I know the tactic. Do the full episode, chop it up, put it out in pieces. You know what I mean?
Repurpose it.
I mean, I ain't knocking it, man. It's all part of the whole thing, man. I get it, but yeah. So things is not what they portrayed to be on social media. I'm pretty sure people know that. So you got to do your research to see what is the actual truth from what is BS and just social media shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And I'm not gonna sit here and just jump on this train. Like, I'm not biased. You know what I mean? I'm not biased.
I think 50 Cent sits in one of his mansions in the West Wing with in a room, several screens around, right? And each screen has different celebrities and other various ops and people that are in the business has all their social media stuff, and he just sits around waiting for moves to be made so he can be on top of it. Because Fifth, he just fires from that command center, and that's how he responds. But he's like in real time on everything.
Well, you gotta understand the beginning of when the whole situation started with 50 and Jim. Remember,
it was
Jim
double
was
cross,
with
double
Dipset.
cross.
Yeah, Jim was with Dipset, and then
The double cross.
He started running with Fifth. You know what I mean, for a short time. You know what I mean. Fifth used him as a pawn. So the friendship that they had was never legit from the start because Fifth didn't even view him as a friend. He viewed him as a snake and somebody that I can turn against Cameron in this rap beef. You understand what I'm saying? So he always viewed him
might
like
have been
that.
viewed as the weak link in that chain, for real.
Yeah, because
If was able to
remember
infiltrate that little group.
Exactly. So, you know, so at the end of the day, Fifth never really had real respect for Jim. It was all phony. It was all, you know, just an act. You feel me?
Jones.
Now, you know, when Jim said something about the whole Diddy documentary, he didn't put Diddy documentary, but the fact that he brought it up in a time where 50 documentary
he called
was
it a
like
mockumentary.
You know, I mean, whatever he called it, it's a documentary. And he put it up in a time where the documentary was being shown and everybody was talking about it. So 50 automatically, he's talking about me, but not trying to put the title on it, but he's talking about what I'm doing. So I'm coming at him. You know what I mean? So 50 already, you know, but at the end of the day, we got to know what's real from what's not real. You know, it's all like, you know, some of that shit is show. Half, you ready to say, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. You know what I mean? Yeah. So some of that shit be BS, man. And this is one of them. Like, you know, yeah, Jim is in a little friction with the landlord, but Jim don't owe him no money, and the landlord is trying to get him out of there. So he's trying to use all these tactics to try to. That it's like it's not working. It's you know, Jim like, hey, it's just promotion. It's just more marketing for me. It's more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know,
and
it
it's
is
crazy
what it
too,
is.
because man, he could just have a camera right there, because that's the landlord having the camera there, and then like, you know, and you know, surveillance that's not in their control. They're still just tenants there, but still, it's like, you know what I mean, locking them out. They own joint. They don't own no money.
Yeah,
you know, to make them look crazy. That's crazy.
That's BS. That's bad business.
Yeah,
that's bad business. You know, just the whole everything he's doing. He just seems like a sleazeball.
Yeah,
you're discussing this man business with somebody that has nothing to do with nothing. So there's no confidentiality there. And then you're locking them out the studio, turning the lights off. You know, all this other weird shit. Like, you know, come on,
it's
man.
in the Bronx,
that's
correct?
That's bad, yeah, that's bad business, though, man. That's bad business. You know what I mean? So you're really making yourself look like a clown to people that really do business or want or would consider doing business with you. Like, you know what I mean? You know. Yeah. So, yeah, but on to the next topic. So we got this 50 Cent and T.I. situation. You know what I mean?
Let me go before we because we're not live, right? Let me go just grab another one real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got this 50 Cent and T.I. situation. And you know, T.I. called out 50 Cent. 50 Cent ducking the fade. So we're gonna get into it and see what this whole debacle is about. You know, that boy 50 stay in the news though. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. He know how to keep himself in the media. For shiggity. But yeah, you know, it's crazy because 50, you know, 50's diabolical, man. You know, it's 48 laws of power and all them books to the T, man. Definitely. It's definitely 48 laws of power and all that, man. But
yeah, they got a lot of activities.
He's strategic. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not rapping.
Yeah,
So
so
laying on me this T.I. thing.
yeah, man. So we dealing with the T.I. 50 Cent shit, man. You know. So let me see what T.I. talking about, man.
I seen you call for the verses.
I said I want a 50. That's what I said. He don't want no smoke though. He ducking smoke. It's cool.
Mind you, me and then talk back here, bro. You talk about you were 50.
Yeah, man. We talk like this, man. This shit come out of nowhere. Nigga, we were moving around in LA, man, selling some TV shows. Like, you want to do that? I said, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. So, yeah. I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna jump out there first, and then you just gonna jump out there and we'll line it up. And he said, all right.
Pull your ass up, man, with 20 of your records, man. Sit across from me, man, and get this work, man. You know what I'm saying? But I understand if you don't want to answer to that challenge, because last time you got challenged, Kanye wet dusted your ass off. So
when I jump out there, act like he ain't know what's going on. So, you know, at that point, then that's what it was.
Played right from the gate.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
yeah. You know, like, so T.I., you know, he hollered at 50 Cent for the verses, obviously, and 50 Cent started saying
he said, "Sure, buddy, let's do it."
Well,
he said like this. He said, "Yeah, we can do it." The T.I. goes, "Let me go jump out there and I'll throw out the first shot, and then you gonna respond. It's gonna make it look organic." He said, "Sure, buddy," and then he let T.I. just throw it out there and left him unanswered.
Shit backfired, man. but you know what though? 50 cannot keep using the excuses. I don't want to rap, but you on Instagram trying to diss people. Like, nah, bro. Everything you got came from music. You know what I'm saying? You still in the music. I mean, at the end of the day, your tour was maybe a year or two ago. You know?
Yeah, and I think it was it covered the better part of 9 months of the year, something like that. He even took a break and went back to America for like a month, and then went back out
came
for like
to Brooklyn. You know, hit up all. So you're still in hip hop. You're still in music. You got one foot in, and you got one foot in the acting in the acting lane, right? You know, trying to, you know, the film producer and film director, and you know, you got all that going on for you over there, right? But when you want to step in this lane and throw shots at other rappers, you gotta know it's gonna come back to you, bro, and you gotta step to your business. All of that, I don't rap no more. I don't have to rap. You have to rap. T.I. don't gotta rap. T.I. is a well-accomplished artist. T.I. got major hits out there. T.I. did movies. T.I. just won him and Tiny just won a lawsuit for like 70 million over some OMG dolls, you know, for the group that you know what I'm saying? Like,
I saw that.
Tiny I heard that Tiny used to ghostwrite for Michael Jackson.
Yep, I seen that thing too.
She ghost wrote also.
She was part of like a team even.
Yeah.
You know, like, but her joint comes from selected out of the team.
She's from Escape. You know what I mean? That was
probably the team part of.
But she also got a fire pen. So she ghost wrote songs too for TLC and all that. You know what I mean?
And
so
when she wrote joints for TLC, guess who started following the footsteps of being a good ghostwriter? What's her name? Chili.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Chili started being the pen woman too, moving on. And then another one is Candy also.
No. But about T.I. though, we don't keep it on T.I. and Tiny. Right?
I don't want to veer off too far.
Yeah, like T.I. got movies. He had a record label. He had Iggy Azalea signed to him. They did their numbers. He had the song with Rihanna
too. I forgot about that, bro.
Yeah, like, you know, I don't think if you really look at his whole career,
portfolio,
he got a nice career, bro. I don't think that he's beneath, because if Jay would have throw a shot at Fifth, he gonna answer. Because he been on Jay Hills, since Jay Ho, you know, since 50 been out, he been on Jay Hills.
Yeah,
so he gonna answer. So T.I. is no less. T.I. is no lesser than Jay-Z when it comes. Like, T.I. is really for you, because Jay is ahead of the game. He's going. He's already home. But T.I., in your career, you had a big start as far as like a big beginning. Like you had a major album with major hits. And let me tell you something. I favor 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? But as far as musically, right?
Yeah.
But you cannot ignore
between him and T.I.
Yeah, but you cannot ignore as far as catalogs go. But you cannot ignore T.I.'s career. You cannot ignore all of the stuff that T.I. has did as well, because he did a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, I feel like and then Fab came at you, Yayo and Murder tried to make Ja Rule look crazy on the plane. It kind of backfired. Then T.I. throw a shot at you. He dropped like 3 diss records. He on his 3rd now. His son going crazy because you done talk about his mama. You done posted his mom. So now he going crazy on you on Instagram. So they getting you from both fronts. Then I heard his other son, Domani, just dropped a song today. You know what I mean? Like the whole family coming at you. They throwing the stink at you. Like, you feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Like, lying, man. Shout out to Tip, bro. That's how you're supposed to have your family, though.
We ain't moving like no soldier. Everybody fighting. You know,
come on, bro. It's a family affair now.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
you ever think of the fact that he's trying to go at Fifth right now, and like he's kind of going at him from a standpoint of shit that maybe Fifth doesn't have on paper, or you know what I mean? Like he doesn't have the family and the kids and everyone's together, and you know what I mean? He's kind of solo bolo doing what he does at the top of the throne. Fifth, that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like so that's what he's looking at. Like, I got.
He's throwing the shots at the baby moms, and
everything that you tried to have, I have it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But what Tip is trying to say, like in the diss record, is like your personality and the way you move and your character is the reason why you don't have, the full, you know what I mean. So, but I mean, hey,
I love rooting for the bad guy, right?
Huh?
I love rooting for the bad guy, right? But what's crazy too is like he's trying to T.I.'s like he's pointing like, hey, yeah, you the bad guy, but look at this is what happens to the bad guy. He's alone. You know what I mean? Like
Fifth said something like about 2 weeks ago. He said, I don't think somebody at 50 years old should have the best verse. And I said, fam, what does it matter? Jay was rapping good at 50. You know what I'm saying? Dropping features. I don't know if I think his last album. I don't think his last album dropped when he was 50, but I know the features on Drake album and all that. Like Jay kept it fluid, man. Like, so all of this.
Check this out. I always like basketball. If I don't, and I didn't naturally have this innate ability where it's just like second nature, and I'm just draining threes. No, like I would have to practice every day to be good. But imagine if I dedicated a whole 20, 30 years. I'm going to be damn good, right? Because you should 10,000 hours. That's master level. What do they call that when you go from apprentice to, bro? When imagine that you have multiple things, you might have 100,000 hours at that point. You're supposed to be good. If someone drops if like Black Thought, he be dropping some shit that's like dope, and I'm like, oh yeah, no one fucks with Black Thought because they know if you try Black Thought, he's the monster.
But see, the thing is that 50 looking at it like if you rapping past 50 and trying to still put out music and albums because
he's looking at it like he's clowning on you.
Like you have to put out. You're forced to put out albums.
Yeah.
That's not the case with T.I. I think T.I. is doing it right now just for the love of the game.
They just made 50 of the OMG dolls.
T.I. don't ever have to rap again, man. Like I don't know what 50 think. Like T.I. is not broke. He's far from it. He don't have to rap ever again if he don't want to. But I think that he love the game and he he want to keep putting out music. You know what I'm saying?
I've been seeing his little run right now. Doing little shows. Little podcast joints, and he said, one of the things that's very consistent. He's like, I just love hip hop, man. He doesn't say I love rap,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
I love hip hop.
It's nothing wrong with that. And 50's not beneath putting out music, bro. If you still in the game.
Yeah.
Now, if you totally retired, then retire from all the other shit too. You know what I mean? Because look, Jay is firm in what he's doing outside of music. So
yeah,
you don't see there's no Instagram posting from Jay. There's no music unless he's tell you there's gonna be music. Like he decides you just want to do music. You know what I'm saying?
Like if Jay was to drop, it would be purely on the sport, I'm sure, of like
just for the love of the game. But when you hear about Jay, you hear about him in the business world, in his business endeavors. You don't hear about Jay in hip hop unless it's like having to deal with Rock Nation. But as far as an artist, he don't do nothing. He's strictly business mode. You know what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
So and you're not moving like him. You want to still keep one foot in hip hop and troll and do all the hip hop shit, but then you don't want to get involved when somebody throw a diss record at you and start shooting shots at you. You don't want to. Oh man, I'm over here. I'm business. Like nah, man, you can't do that. You can't do that.
You ain't lying.
Nah,
but that's his.
that's
his special. That's his special maneuver, though. That's his signature maneuver. You know what I mean? He's like he's gonna have the magnifying glass. You know what I mean? And try to burn these ants. But see, that's the thing is T.I.
But T.I.'s not an ant.
Yeah.
T.I. is a boss. T.I. is a major artist out here. Like he's not, he's not an ant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like he's the literal guy in the last 20 years who donned like himself was like, I'm the king of the South. Remember that was like a thing. He had this whole
I don't know about him being the king of the South and all that.
But
like,
imagine
I more or less
I'm
get
pointing this out to say
listen,
I'm not totally agreeing with him saying he's the king of the South. I'm saying this to say that this is how he holds himself in that regard. That he's not just some guy you can just meme to death, especially when he's already coming at you with music, and his offspring is coming at you with diss tracks too. You feel me?
Yeah. They keeping it entertainment.
Yeah, man.
So 50 talking about
they're a family that hustles.
All of that. I mean, there ain't no paperwork saying that T.I. done got up and told on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like
T.I.'s the one that admitted that, though. There's no paperwork, but he said that he had one of his cousins that was passed that had did some shit. They asked him, later on, and he said, "Yeah, that was my cousin."
Most street cats gonna do that, bro. Especially if he dead.
Yeah, because then there would be paperwork. But and the thing that their clip that you could go find where T.I. is saying this on someone's podcast.
I know. I already heard
that
it.
Was
my
a
thing
bit.
Is like,
I think it was a bit, like a comedy bit, like because people that people weren't really taking him serious as a comedian, but I feel like he was doing a bit there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, however it is, like at the end of the day, none of that shit matters to the general public, bro.
Anymore. No. Ever. It's general public is what you said. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it doesn't. And that's the majority of people who consume this.
It's a very niche crowd that still cares about that type of shit.
yeah, but this is about the general public. They're looking at, you need to get in the booth. Ain't that the rules of hip hop? We just watched Kendrick and Drake go at it.
Yeah,
and we watched you take down Ja Rule. So now what's up? We watch you go at Jadakiss and Fat Joe and all these people. So what's
what he did with them? With
the Steam Man now? Like
he put them all into one song and responded to them back then. The Piggy Bank song.
That's back then. That's 20 years ago.
Right. But I'm just saying that's how Fifth handled it back then. Sometimes people are to have it. Like Fifth would be dope if he came out with like a 3-minute song. Like if Uncle Murder was there and just said, "Hey, yo, son, you should do like a wrap up type of shit where you just wrap all of them up in one. There's all these fools going at you, put them all in one, Fifth." Like that would be dope. He needs somebody to put the batter in his back. He can address them all in one song, and because that would also be another version of "This is all y'all get. You guys are lucky you even getting this. I'm putting y'all all into one."
Yeah, I mean, but Uncle Murder ain't even come back at the "Let's Rap About It." Like, there's no diss records going at the Let's Rap About It or T.I. There's no, Fab, Mano, Jump. There's no this record. And it's 3 rappers over here on this side. It's Fifth, Murder, and Yayo. And they both can rap. They both can rap really good. And all 3 of them can rap really good. So it's like, what are we doing here? They throwing shots. Y'all not throwing shots back? What's going on? Now you want to try to change the rules of the game? Nah, you're not doing that. We don't care about your business, bro. This ain't about no money, man. Are you still nice? That's what we want to know. That's what the whole verse is
Fifth
about.
Was nice.
He is nice. Are you still nice today?
Yeah, that's why I corrected myself, because I did say was. But we ain't heard nothing new from him.
Huh?
We haven't heard nothing new from him to say that right now.
I did, but I ain't like it.
Fifth got some new shit. Shoot me the link.
It was I ain't like it. It was a mistake.
Don't shoot me the link.
I ain't like it.
You one of the fools that anytime you send me some shit, it's worth listening to. So don't send me to it. Don't send me if you ain't.
I didn't like that shit at all. I see, and it wasn't me. It was somebody showed me, and I cut that shit off. I was like, yeah. The lines that he was using sound repetitive. I heard them in other songs. Like I was like, nah, this ain't it. But he ain't been in that booth in a minute, so hopefully he's stalling. Now, if he's stalling and he in that booth trying to cooking up something that he gonna really come out and play, then fine.
Yeah. Like
if you have no plans of doing that, then you shouldn't be. Now your Instagram is not gonna have power like that no more. People are chuckling, ha 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 ha, but they know he ain't gonna get in the booth. He ain't gonna rap for real. He just gonna make Instagram for posts.
He could, hold it. T.I. is worth responding to. Musically.
He got a strong pen. I just don't feel like he's above that. You know what I mean? Jay was coming at dudes in his late 40s, early 50s. Like he was coming at dudes like on the Drake song. He was coming at the Haven and shit like that. And Jay was already 50 at that time. Like, come on, man. Like, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not above. If you feel like you're not above dissing somebody, then you shouldn't be above responding when somebody diss you.
Brand Nubians. There's Lord Jamar. What's the other guy? The main guy?
Grand Pooba.
And
then they got Saddam X.
Grand Pooba said some shit. He said, man, we're rappers. He's like, you're supposed to get better in time. Because he's talking about this because he came from an era of the young man sport. They used to call it the young man sport, right? Like, you didn't really see too many rappers from that era that went on into their twilight years, which was like, as a rapper, over 30, right?
Yeah.
We see too many like that. Jay was kind of one of the first ones. He came out at his Reasonable Doubt dropped at 28. So granted, he had dropped music prior to that, maybe 4 or 5 years even earlier than that. But like his debut album drops, he was 28. So he was grown. There was some level of intellect that you would expect from someone who's 28.
He was 26. He was 26
right?
when Reasonable Doubt dropped. He was 26.
26? I thought it was 28.
Yeah, he was 26.
Okay, you might got me there.
Check it out.
That's still grown as fuck for a debut for those times. Remember, those times they're getting teenage rappers or adolescents or early 20s, you know what I mean? So Jay was one of the more grown ones. Yeah, let's peep that.
Yeah, I'm about to see right now.
Because you heard, like, you could hear them. It was different. There was
he was 26.
26. Okay. That's still pretty, considering, like, Nas, Illmatic, Nas is what, 17, 18 maybe at the time, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When Jay came out, it was believable that he was mature, that he's been around for a while, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not just someone who's like telling tales and shit. Whether or not he was capping or not, it felt believable. It felt authentic because
but this about 50 and T.I. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jay did his thing, but you know, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like I said, I feel like he's a tier above 50. I don't care how 50 try
And
to
rapping
word it.
wise, yeah.
I'm talking about in
Oh,
everything.
everything.
Wise.
I'm with you too there too.
He's a tier above 50. You know what I mean? And
Jay's someone who will never respond to any of this shit. I think Fifth responding would people. Someone like Jay could be like, "You responding to them?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you know, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, Jay not gonna move on nobody else's clock. He gonna move when he feel like he want to move, and that's how you should move. Nobody should be able to press your buttons like that to make you respond whenever they want you to respond. Now I'm gonna respond when I'm ready. You know what I mean? And it might be when you least expect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you see it, so what? If you see it coming, so what? You know I'm coming. The only matter is when. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Jay got to respond to on nobody's time. And you know, with 50, I don't feel like he could go ahead, but he's like he could go ahead and respond on his own time too. But he's coming out and saying I don't have to do music, and it's not now. It's like, come on.
Wow, he responded and said that.
Yeah, he said, I don't have to do music. You have to. And I'm like, that's not true. T.I. don't got to do music either.
Yeah, that might apply to like Mano and them, right? That doesn't apply to T.I. T.I. literally hasn't done music because he hasn't had to.
I don't know what Mano got going on outside of music, so I can't really say he has to do music either. You know what I'm saying?
I was kind of just grouping all of them up. The Wrap It Up podcast.
Yeah. But I would say, you know, Jay and 50 of them, you know, they're more accomplished. But I wouldn't say that Mano ain't got shit going on that's keeping him paid outside of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because music, like I said, like for most artists, it's 3 to 5 albums, bro. You know what I mean? Like Jay wasn't wrong. He was saying that back in the days. It because you see it. It's 3 to 5 albums.
And Jay, he got 10.
But everybody's not a Jay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not a Jay.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the 1%. The majority of rappers, you know, some of them don't even make it past the first album.
Look, you know, Jay-Z is very back in the days. He was always vocal about like giving Too Short hella love and bigging Too Short up. Too Short's another one of those ones too. Several albums, like 20 something. You know what I mean? Like, and the first like 15 were like platinum for real. Like, oh my God, like it's kind of crazy. Because you know he definitely chose if he was gonna big someone up from the West Coast, that was definitely his guy. Like, and you know, he brought Too Short on a handful of tracks too. You know, so it wasn't just wasn't no cap.
Short was the biggest in his lane.
Yeah,
you know, Short rapped about, you know, the PI. You know what I'm saying?
The
like,
PI
you know,
part of the game.
You feel me? So he, you know, I mean, they had other people that did it too, but he was the biggest in that lane.
You know hell yeah, and early Jay was.
You gotta dig in. You gotta dig in. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta go crazy. Like, you feel me? Especially when you enjoy what you're doing and you getting paid for it. Like, why not go crazy?
Yeah.
You know, put that work in. Go crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, but at the end of the day, man, I think this is about legacy, man. And if 50 don't respond, it's gonna see, because
is it a stain on his legacy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Musically,
I'm with you.
Musically.
Like
not all that other shit. Music.
Throw a knockout blow at T.I. He's throwing all these little bangers. And listen, no offense to T.I., but they're not hitting that hard. It was cool. Like, it's something to talk about. Like, oh, he's going at 50, but the songs are all right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I hope he's just rocking.
I want to hear him demolish him. Like,
yeah, I hope he just rocking us to sleep, and then he boom, there we go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
I hope he on it like that. You feel me? You know?
Yeah.
I would
enjoy
think
this as a spectator.
Like that.
Like, you know, we're all fans of this shit. This shit is dope. And it matters to our generation because we actually got to grow up with these cats.
Exactly.
As fans, like, you know, youngsters, they don't give a shit about
why
this.
not? The game needs a joke right now, man. Why not? Why not just battle it out? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? It's all this, I'm to put this and to that, to do this and do that. That is corny. We in hip hop. Somebody call you out, step to your business, man. You know what I mean? If you can't rap, then you know what? Don't respond, get out the way, whatever. But this is hip hop, bro. You know what I mean? This is hip hop, man. Like, get the hell out of here with this. I don't have to rap no more, and get out of here, man. We ain't going for all that. Keep it hip hop, man.
Hey, look, whatever how people feel about Ludacris, look at when what was bruh's name? Cat Williams threw Ludacris's name in that whole rant when he was going in on Diddy, on the Club Shay Shay. Yeah. Ludacris immediately responded with bars.
See?
In the studio, blowing on a chop, just said, listen, let me just respond to bruh. Let people know where I came from, and this is how I handle these things.
You can't change the ground rules of this game, bro. It's gonna always be what it's gonna be. This is hip hop. At the end of the day, if somebody call you out, you step to your business. May the best man win. That's what it is. People try to come in this game and they think because they get success and they get a lot of money that they could try to change the rules of the game and try to rewrite history. Nah, bruh. It didn't work for Drake. It's not working for you.
Yeah, and like you better be damn good like Jay to have one of the GOATs destroy you in ether and still be able to have one of the most successful careers after the fact. And with that said, I think that's why guys like Fifth is scared to respond musically, because they don't want to get destroyed and be remembered for that. And like you said, without responding, it's a catch-22, a lose-lose. It's a stain on your shit regardless. So respond and absolutely kill this motherfucker as to the best of your ability on
exactly
track.
Because when Jay went at Nas, he knew Nas was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But he
Nas
had to
responded, but one time officially.
But he had to represent for the squad and for himself. You know, Jay came up battle rapping, so you know what I mean. Yeah. It wasn't like
he
know what I'm saying.
Famously battled Big L, DMX.
Yeah, so when you make a statement like, "Oh, I don't have to rap," you have to rap. We got Jay-Z. Jay-Z was still rapping till he was 50 plus. And he got all kind of businesses. He's richer than you. And he don't feel like that's beneath him. So why do you? But you steady trolling online, you know, and want to play all these you know, all the jokes online, you know, so why not? And T.I. called you out on some like, yo, let's do a versus. Like a versus is supposed to be like, okay, we just seeing who had the better catalog. This is friendly competition. It ain't nothing deep. The only real one that was real beef, there was Jeezy and Gucci.
And Gucci, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even then, in that situation, everything had to be negotiated for them to even be out there
prior
to go like that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think Fifth don't even want to grace the stage with half these motherfuckers for real though.
But you ain't. I don't think you above that.
Yeah, but that's where he places himself, right? Because you know who will never do a versus? Jay, right? And you know who Fifth would do a versus against? Jay. Like that's who he would be.
I don't think Jay would never do a versus. It's a catch-22 though,
because Jay would never do that. So it'd be like,
I
don't do it against Jay.
I don't think Jay.
Never do it.
I don't think Jay ain't never said that he would never do a versus. He said nobody can stand next to me on that versus stage. That's what he said. He didn't say he would never do a versus.
Yeah.
He didn't say he was beneath that. He said, I don't think y'all can fuck with me. That's what he said.
It's hard to argue that, dude.
So
like from like Big Pimpin' to Give It To Me to like New York, like just his commercial hits. Like we haven't even got to the B-sides. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not lying when he says that. And I think Fifth is on that same level to a degree too. Like he has major worldwide. There's an argument to be made that Fifth, his records sold more around the world.
Let's go here. Hold up.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna use this restroom real quick. Cause we're getting this good.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We taking a little intermission real quick. Yeah, like Jay ain't never been below that, man. Jay ain't never been below getting in, standing up in that paint and doing it and doing this thing. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, if it ain't if it ain't beneath Jay, it shouldn't be beneath 50. You know what I mean? And anybody trying to come in this game and change the rules, y'all just gonna look corny trying to do it. Because with Drake, with all that power he got, and he couldn't make that happen. He couldn't. People, you know, his his fans gonna try to justify it, but man, the game ain't the game ain't gonna work in that way. You know what I mean? You know, so you come in the game, man. It's okay to make it better. You understand what I'm saying? It's okay to come in the game and make the game better. But to try to manipulate it to your own purpose, sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not. But changing them ground rules, it ain't happening. Real talk. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, now check this out. I'm gonna let the big homie explain it himself.
Okay.
They've done what they done. No one can stand on that stage. I mean, I'm just telling you guys the real. Like, there's not a shot. There's not a chance in hell that anyone can stand on that stage with me for I don't know how long it is. 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours.
Right.
Look, you gotta stand in front of the Grammy family freestyle live. No one's ever even seen me perform that. Like you gotta stand in front of that. That ain't gonna never happen, man. Let's move on from verses and let's get back to the this Keys album.
But first, before we move on from verses, we definitely have to get my husband his.
Everyone's amazing and done what they.
You know what I mean? So he didn't say I would never get on a versus stage. No, he said I don't think y'all can fuck with me, man.
I mean, and look at the two main individuals who handle verses. It's Swift and Timbo, right? Those are his guys. Like, if that was
that ain't got nothing to do with his skill set.
No. I'm talking about the guys who could be like, Jay, we have the opponent. Like, the guys who actually run it could actually get on the line with him, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm pretty sure, look, like, I'm just judging on Jay's response there. It's almost like he's like, enough with this versus talk, because he's probably been, Swiss and all those fools that got, they probably been telling Jay, you got to do this.
I'm going to tell you like this, man. Jay is nicer than 50.
Fuck yeah. That's easy money.
You know what I mean? Like the hell with the money and all that crazy. Nah, Jay is nicer than 50.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
With the pen, and I'm just lyrically, whichever way you want to do it, songwriting, all of it. Like I'll give 50 the hooks. I'll give 50 the edge on writing hooks.
Listen, that last album that 50 had, which is Before I Self-Destruct. No, Before I Self-Destruct. I think the first 3 albums are pretty solid. Like Get Rich or Die Trying, and Massacre and Curtis. I liked all 3 of them. But that last album, Before I Self-Destruct, he went cheap on them beats, on that production.
He went away from the Dre's of the world and all the.
You could have found some other production, put that bread up and get that good production, get that shit.
What does Jay do
right.
every time he does an album?
Huh?
What does Jay do every time he does an album?
Jay had in-house producers. He had Kanye. He had old boy from Chicago.
Life After Kanye,
Just Blaze,
and Just Blaze, and even they even brought in Dilla at one point.
Yeah,
or Ninth Wonder, I should say. Excuse me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ninth Wonder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ninth Wonder. Remember? And then but check this out. You also had like your access to Preem and all them. But then he started doing whole albums like, all right, Pharrell, you doing the majority of this album.
What I'm saying is this. When Jay make music, Jay want to make masterpiece. Jay make masterpieces. He don't just throw out music, and he's not gonna slip up and throw out a whack album. No, it all gotta be fire, man.
You ever look at the credits on the American Gangster album?
Nah,
so he has several different producers, right? There's several different producers, but for the most part, all the drums and instrumentation were redone by the Rock Boys, which was at the time the band that he had assembled. You know what I mean? And so he had Pharrell production on there and Cool and Dre and just everyone under
That's
the sun.
Pharrell. Like Pharrell made one of the dopest songs, like with Jay and the "Excuse Me, Miss." Like, come on, they cannot stand next to Jay on that versus stage, man. Just let it go, bro. Just let it go.
High off the life, the allure of breaking the
Because
law.
let me tell you something, right? You don't have to be. You could be somebody from any region and relate to the shit that Jay talk about, because he don't just talk about money
or street shit,
or street shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like Jay. I'm just saying, like Jay puts his all into what he does. So Fifth, that last album was weak, bro. I'm sorry, that last album was weak, and I you probably did it to get off the label and all that, but the last album was weak, bro. You should have went out with a bang if that was the case and made them regret playing with you over there on Interscope. You understand what I'm saying? But
you know what I did fuck with? He executive produced the Mob album. That last one, the one that they did, the last Mob Deep album where they were both alive together. You know what I mean?
Who produced what?
He was like executive producer, so he might not have made the beats, but he was the one that kind of put it all together.
That's all cool, but we talking about projects that he made, his own projects. Last album was kind of weak sauce.
It was really weak, and we're talking about 15 years ago from that album, right? At this point, 2011,
something like that. But and then it was like all kind of like the music started slipping from that point on. Like he'll pop, like I guess he kind of pulled back and just started pop, he'll drop.
Yeah, he would do like pop outs, like do you remember "I Beat the Pussy Up" remix?
I remember that. Like I said, he'd do the features.
Yeah, he jumped on that, and then that was a big smash. And
he'd do the features. He'll do the he'll throw songs. Like he got like random songs out there that's fire, but they're not a part of. They're not a part of no album or nothing like that.
Oh, they're just Lucy's.
Like The Funeral. The Funeral is not on no album.
Okay, I thought that was from an album. The Funeral goes hard. I heard that's a new joint.
Yeah, like I Can't Help Myself. That video is fire, but it even he got good directors on that video. Yeah. Everything was fire, the beats, the production, everything, but that's not on no album. You know what I'm saying? So
he's that's still him putting it out there, like. But you know what's crazy is he was one of the greatest when it came to the battle aspect. Maybe not the actual battle raps, but like look what remember when he was going at the game. He did the whole song where he's imitating the game's voice and tonality, and he's rapping like
the game was not one of them artists that 50 could have just put down like that. The game is super lyrical.
And he did have a good back and forth with the game for a while there.
Yeah, but Game dropped that 200 bars and that 100 bars and all that. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like now what I will say, he said the Game weakness is like he can't make songs, but I'm like, as far as a battle,
he just got bars though.
You couldn't do nothing with him in the battle. And Game can make good songs. Like I just think that he can't write hits as often as say a T.I. or something like that. Like see the thing is, I'm gonna tell you something, like Game is an MC. You feel what I'm saying? And the thing with Game is that sometimes MCs don't like working with everybody. They don't want nobody trying to claim nothing on their joint. But I feel like Game would do it.
Thing, honestly, MCs because they're just trying to be the best. So because with others might not be part of the repertoire all the time.
Exactly, and I think because Game, even with 50, he keep pointing out, I wrote the hooks, and all he had to do was insert his verses. But just him saying that, I think it bothers somebody like Game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, this should make you not even want to. Like, yeah, I'll get with somebody for production, or I'll partner up with somebody or something like that. But that right there, real MCs don't really like when people try to claim they work. Or minimize their offerings to the game. You see what I'm saying? So you know, it is what it is. But like I said, man, 50 got to get in that booth, man. That's just point blank, period. All this ducking and hiding and all that. And if you're not gonna get in the booth, you might as well just stop with the memes and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Especially when it comes to other rappers. Like, come on now.
I feel
If you
like
don't
he's
rap, that's
writing
one thing.
something.
But it ain't, you know,
writing.
because the meme shit is not gonna work with a rapper that really know how to rap. That's
what I'm saying.
He's gonna use his skill set against you. He's not going to sit up there and he's gonna make you a spectacle. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you know.
and I want listen, I ain't gonna lie, a couple of these seltzers in, I'm just gonna say it. I want a spectacle. You know what I mean? Like
for real. I want the spectacle. I want it, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like I definitely want that, you know what I mean? But
yeah, right. Come on.
We shall see.
I fuck with both of them, and I ain't gonna lie. Like it's like I really fuck with T.I.'s music, but like I do favor Fifth because I've liked the bad guys, bro. But also too is like he's getting used right now by them because they're smart hustlers. They're like, yeah, we're gonna go in on you and run our shit up right now. And if you don't respond, it just looks bad on your legacy. Because then it goes back to something they agreed on with the versus thing, and then he blew T.I. off. Pause. You know what I mean? Like he made T.I. look like a fool, like he's just calling out. You know, like T.I.'s like, listen, man. And I kind of believe T.I. there, like that they hadn't agreed. Like, listen, maybe it wasn't written, but you know, you got played, T.I. But still, I believe him when he says, yeah. Fifth said, hey, let's do it. You know what I mean?
Real talk. You know what I mean? You know. But hey, you know, we shall see. We shall see where this goes. I mean, Domani just dropped the track tonight. You know, I got to go check that out.
Yeah, I'm about to see that right when I get off this. Oh,
you know, and you know, we gonna see where this goes, man. But let me know, let the people know where they can catch you at, man.
Man, you already know, man. Anywhere you consume your music, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal. Shout out to Jay. Things of that nature. Look up Bogard Scott Free. And then check out my YouTube channel on YouTube, obviously, Gen Wealth Net. That sounded crazy. Check out my YouTube channel on YouTube.
For real. Listen, you can catch me right here on YouTube from a fan's perspective. You know, it's been a good one. Episode 46, man, and we out.
For sure, man. Appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Peace.